Hello everybody, welcome to my live West Side Crime Show. I'm back again. Please don't forget to hit the like, share and subscribe, and thanks for coming and listening to my stories. So today we're going to talk about Margaret Hanley, a Navy vet and grandmother missing since February the 8th. Son Somo Thompson says his mother has some short-term memory loss. Miss Hanley is 5'11" and 140 pounds. She has brown eyes and brown hair. She was last seen wearing a denim dress. She drives a silver 2001 Toyota RAV4 with a Florida license plate ESMF 23. After filing a missing persons report, Thompson says he began reviewing his mother's bank activity. The family have not heard from her since. Missing Persons Unit detectives have been working on this case since. So we'll just have a little nosy and see what this case is really about, people.
Is live on the west side at the woman's home in Hanja. Right now, the family is saying they just want some answers to this.
That's right, Jeannie. So Margaret Hanley was last seen on February 9th, and tonight I spoke with the son, and he says he believes his mother was involved in a scam before she went missing.
But my brother and sister, they're distraught. They're not eating or sleeping very well. Again, we just want to get our mom home.
Jomo Thompson is 72-year-old Margaret Hanley's son. He tells me his family hasn't heard from her in over a week. I pulled into her home on Jacksonville's west side Tuesday. There was no car in the driveway. After filing a missing persons report, Thompson says he reviewed his mother's bank account and discovered she had been sending large amounts of money to someone. Transactions, he says, were unusual and concerning.
She's a very friendly person.
Okay, so I'll just read a little bit more. She's a USA veterinarian, who was deployed all over the world protecting us. It's our turn to help her and her family find her. Last seen in her own home, her own brother rang up his nephew and said the last he heard from her was on Monday, the 8th of Feb. He alerted his nephew to this on Wednesday. Her son then contacted one of her friends that regularly visits her. She told him that she hadn't heard from him. His mum, that's when the family called the police.
Very smart person, and I just don't know how someone could have taken advantage of her like that. It's just kind of sad. It's just like a loss for words. I almost feel like a bad kid for not, being there more or not checking in more, the type of things that you run through when something like this happens.
According to the family, her 2001 silver Toyota RAV4 has pinged in Gainesville and Stark, Florida. According to the family, her 2001 silver Toyota RAV4 has pinged in Gainesville and Stark, Florida. This picture is of her at the gas station in Stark. Most recently, the truck pinged in Hinesville, Georgia. Thompson added that his mother has short-term memory loss.
If you asked her what she had for lunch today, she might not be able to remember that. But you ask her, hey, where were you 10 years ago? And she'll be able to tell you I was stationed here or stationed there.
Now, detectives say the case has not met Florida's Silver Alert criteria, and alerts wouldn't apply if she believed to be outside the state. Her family continues to search for answers and is urging the community for help. As the days go by, just describe.
Okay, so carrying on with what we were talking about. So, okay, police pulled her over on the 8th at 4 a.m. and that apparently is. Son had no idea why she was out at 4 a.m. She doesn't like to drive. She likes to be at home. Something is very wrong. Her behaviour was bizarre. Maybe she was being scammed. The family tried calling her. She left with her vehicle February the 9th, is what we think. Her son checked her bank account and was alarmed at what he found the day in question on the 9th. Transactions of 200, 500, stuff like that. And that's not usually like her, as she has automatic withdrawal set up for her, and then her friend would help her with groceries and write her checks. About a month ago, she started getting these weird charges in her bank account. Anyway, the tip line for this is 904-630-6500. I think that's over in Florida, obviously. Yeah. So that's that one. Now, next one we're gonna do is this one. Okay, so the search for missing woman Rowena Walker continues with police exploring multiple avenues to locate her. Detective Senior Sergeant Joe Carolyn says it has been 3 months since the 39-year-old was reported missing by concerned family members on the 22nd of October 2025 last year. In our efforts to locate Rowena, we have searched a number of areas in the Waikato, Tasman. At this stage, recovery has not yet been located. The last confirmation sighting of Rowena was on the 14th of August on Bassinet Street in Christchurch, as seen in the CCTV image, which I'll show you in a minute. Rowena has not been in contact with her children, and her family are worried for her safety. Anyone with info is asked to please contact police online on 105.police.govt.nz or call 105. So contact again online 105 police govt nz or call 105. Okay, so we'll just have a look at some of that stuff that I got of Rowena. So this is a picture of her there. So that's Rowena Walker. Hey Mustang, how are you? She's quite young. Been missing since October the 22nd, like I said, and that's CCTV footage of her right there. Okay, so another one we've got, which I think I looked up, I can't remember. Okay. We'll have a look on this website here. This usually gives you a lowdown of who's missing and who's not. Okay, here we go. This is usually the place I go to look for this kind of thing. So there's Rowena again. I'll probably do a Nancy one, Nancy Guthrie, a bit later on. Okay. I did all this sorted, eh? I thought I did. Sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, I know where it is. I'm doing one on, where is it? 6 people that went missing at a beach in New Zealand, Auckland, piha. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so 3 women have disappeared without a trace from Piha, Musa Bay in Auckland, New Zealand. Okay, in more than a decade. On March the 7th, 2023, French teen Elon Roland went missing near Piha Beach. He became the sixth person since 1992 to have disappeared from the same small corner of West Auckland, New Zealand without a trace. Each of them lively and young and never been found. Coroners and findings police have all come up with the wild seeds. Not everybody is buying it. Cell phone data puts Elo Roland in the vicinity of Piha Road and Scenic Drive at 9:18 a.m. on the morning of his disappearance on March the 7th. After a land search spanning more than 1,600 hours, police suspended physical search for Roland in May. No one has come forward. A year earlier, almost to the day, was the last time anyone saw him. Okay, so sorry about this. Right, let's go and have a look at a video about this case. Always have it in here usually. Oh, it might be in my... Oh, sorry guys. Playlist, videos. See how what I've been watching, eh? Here we go. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Here's a story about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's case is set in a location which is steeped in local legend, and it's also dear to my heart. I spent many days as a child out at this beach, and it has a certain kind of mystic.
Alright, this one's been up.
Fragility of life. It's a tale of love, loss, and the enduring quest for answers. Stormy night footage, black sand beach, mist rising over cliffs. On a storm-lashed winter's night, 25-year-old Irina Usher vanished from Piha Beach last
seen. So I'll tell you a bit about this one. Okay, so Irina Usher at 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, October the 10th, 2004, Julia Woodhouse and her teenage son Henry were driving back into Piha from Auckland, New Zealand. As they rounded a bend, they were shocked to see a young girl on the road, wearing nothing but underwear, Ugg boots, and a sweatshirt. Julia stopped the car and asked the woman if she needed help. Her name was Irina Usher, a 25-year-old trainee teacher and part-time model. Irina Usher was bipolar and affected by alcohol and drugs that night. The later police investigator claimed her
walking toward the roaring Tasman Sea. She had called the police saying, "I can't do this by myself," but a taxi, not officers, was sent and it went to the wrong address. 1 hour west of Auckland, this picturesque coastal town became a stage for unthinkable loss. Photos with names: Irina, Quentin, Sherry, Kim, Lawrence, Eloise. Over 30 years, 5 others would join Irina in vanishing without a trace. A curious teen, a hiker, a nurse, a young man, and a French exchange student all last seen in or around Piha, and never found. No bag, no snow, no remains. Coroners labeled them drownings, falls, or suicide, but the fact that none were ever recovered turned tragedy into eerie mystery. Map of Piha, overlaying lines connecting disappearance locations. Then the docu-series Black Coast Vanishings questioned whether coincidence had been mistaken for conclusion. It surfaced stories of women stalked, drugged, and attacked. It exposed whispers of lady hunts through the bush. Sir Bob Harvey, former mayor, spoke bluntly. They've gone without a trace, without a shoe, without a bag. There's someone here who knows more. Surf. Waves crashing, dark forest footage, vintage community shots. Piha is stunning and dangerous. A black sand beach wrapped in cliffs, with deadly riptides, even experienced surfers fear. It's also a small, tight-knit community with a hidden history. Drug use, sexual violence, and warnings ignored. Black Coast vanishings didn't sensationalize, it gave voice to locals tired of rumors, urging the police to dig deeper. Interview snippets, heated discussion, contrasting viewpoints. Not everyone welcomed this scrutiny. Some believed reopening wounds served media, not truth. Locals like Sandra Coney argued the disappearances were tragic, but not sinister. She warned, we need to look at ourselves, not at the landscape, not for a demon back at ourselves. But family members countered, until evidence appears, we can't stop pushing. Candlelit vigil, empty beach at dawn, slow fade to community images. Piha's vanishings remain.
Right. Anyway, and this one, a year earlier, almost to the day, was the last time anyone saw Lawrence Wu. 22, Wu was last seen at 1:40 p.m. on March 10th at St. Luke's Liquor Centre before his car was found in Piha. His phone was also last used there. The family in February offered a $200,000 reward for any info. And in May 1992, Quinn Goodwin left a note at home indicating he was going to Piha to end his life. But he returned home, reporting to the driver who carried him from Piha that he had second thoughts. 5 days later, he vanished, never to be seen again. At 17, Quinton was diagnosed as being manic depressive bipolar. However, at the time leading up to Quinton's disappearance, he was doing fine, studying in the form subjects he enjoyed. On May 20th, 1992, he told his young sister he was going to the village to his after-school job at the supermarket. He walked out of the family home and disappeared. The next morning, a note was found in Quinton's bedroom. His mother, Sarah, said, I think the note wasn't explicit. You could read it as a suicide note or just a deeply unhappy note. There was obviously a plea for help. There was a huge amount of confusion and pain. Over the next few years, there would be more sightings of Quinton, posters put up all over New Zealand, and strange phone calls from a woman claiming to be his wife. In February 2014, an inquest concluded that Quinton was unalived, even though no evidence proves this. So, yeah. So, we'll look at Quinton Goodwin. Okay, here we go. So he was 18. And there's a picture of him. Guys, if you want to have a look. See if I can open it up a bit more. So yeah, there's Quinton Goodwin. There he is. So yeah, he went missing on the same beach. Poor little fella, and poor young fella. And I will show you Yoli. What's his name again? Yoli Rowan. Yeah, he has my last name. Hey Charles Goodwin, how are you? Oh, he does too. Not quite spelled the same. Two O's instead of the one O. But welcome to my channel. So, and this is another fella that went missing. They all went missing and no trace of them though. So this is obviously him here. Wee little fella. See, 5 years. Last year was his 5 years, so yeah. Apparently he was... So yeah, here we go. I'll put it that way, I think. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh. So yeah, a French exchange student. Yeah, his is good with, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. And this one, this girl here. Where is she? That's alright, anytime. Anyway, these are all like missing over in New Zealand, just for those of you that are joining. No, not Irina, Irene. It's coming up like that. Oh, you stupid. No. Okay, I'll got this on here on this one. Because that's how I seem to be getting them. So there's Irina Escher. She disappeared as well on the 11th of October 2004, sorry. So we'll just have a look at some videos, see if we can... See, they say that she's drowned. She's another one that's drowned, huh?
Irina Escher, me te aha he ai
Sorry
tua
about the
noiho
Māori word.
tōna tōremitanga. Koe ranga whakatau a te mātanga tū pāpaku a Peter Ryan. Engari hei tā tōna whānau me mātua whakai ngā prihimana nā rātau I mate ai a Irina. I kōrero a pōtaka maipi ki te whānau I te rangi nei.
No, there's got to be something better than that. Here we go. This might tell you a bit more about what I'm talking about.
She's not lying in that bush because we would have found her. She's not in the water because we would have found her. We would have found something.
With around 40 police. Approximately 5 p.m. on the 22nd of December, deceased walking was the Mercer Loop track. On March 24, 2017, Kim Danvers did not return to her conclusion. Then I can therefore reach without any uncertainty that the cause of death was presumed drowning, following a fatal fall from the high cliffs near Piha.
So yeah.
It's a mystery. And it's unsolved, and it's about loss, and it's about vanishing, and I don't believe in things vanishing. I'm adamant those women did not jump. Those women did not commit suicide. The cliffs are higher than the Sky Tower. They are the highest cliffs on the New Zealand sea coast. The place is quite remarkable. It's called Te Ahu. Ahu means the lightness. It takes its name from a legend of a Maori woman that sat on the cliffs pining after her lover who had been washed from the rocks below. They both fit a picture that they are not overweight, they're not elderly. These are young, kind of handsome, beautiful people.
And we always went camping for Christmas. We never did camping for Christmas at home. It just got too hard with 4 kids. So we always just ditched this phone call. With each day that went past and the more information that came out and the fact that there were so many searches out there, but we weren't finding nothing. Everybody's got their thinking spot. Everybody's got their place that they go to. And I didn't actually realise the turmoil that she would have been going through as a solo mum until I became a solo mum. And I understand why she went to that thinking spot, because that's where she felt comfortable. That's where she connected. She used to stop and pick the flowers along the way. That was Cherie. You know, she always saw the beauty in all the little things.
If someone drowns around piha, the body will disappear or go underwater for up to 5 to 7 days until the gases start building up inside through decomposition, and then they will float up again anywhere between Wigmore Bay and Bethel's Beach, and that's where they'll turn up, you know, if they were to go in here. When you're getting past that period and people, you know, the body's not showing up, and you start feeling for the family, going, you know, we really want to do our bit so that they can have closure at the end of you know, of the tragedy. The people that generally, if they have decided to end their lives that way, and there's multiple impacts going down a cliff face, if the body envelope is ruptured in any way, so therefore the gases don't get to build up inside the organs, the body is less inclined to float. The fact that both vehicles were left unlocked and no trace of them. You know, we've had young people and accidentally falling off Lion Rock, and there will be a bit of clothing, you know, maybe a cell phone, a shoe, whatever. There is a trail of where they've fallen off. But for that to be not a trace is just, yeah, that's truly bizarre.
You can't just fall down this and just miraculously make it down the bottom without leaving a trace. She would give you anything just to make sure that you were happy. That's how she should be remembered. Not like this, not just disappeared. She should have a place of remembrance.
I just simply do not accept that they have fallen or jumped from these cliffs. You've got this rail here, and that's an impediment to seriously leaping. They'd have to start way back, and there's no way back. There's just this track to get that far out so that you would plunge into the Tasman Sea below us. I think that's almost impossible. Here in this car park, the victims, and I'm saying that, parked their car here. They then went for a walk down the track to the left. When they returned here, I believe something took place. If you look at each case, the 2 women up on the Ahu Hill and the 2 young men that vanished from here, I think if you look at them in isolation, there's a few questions. But if you look at them in total, you start getting an answer. I've been looking at them in a total complex mystery, a mystery that I want to see solved. Yes, I want the police to do more, and they can. But I want this community also to open up and tell us what they think went on here.
Why is it important for you for these cases to be looked at together?
Because it's going to happen again. that hasn't been solved. It's going to happen again. Somebody else is going to go through what we're all going through. And I just don't believe that they've all just fallen off the cliff and drowned. Somebody around here knows something. Somebody around here is hiding something. And it is going to happen again.
That's all I have time for, guys. Thanks again for coming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let everybody know about my